Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day is going great. Mine's been awesome so far, and today we have some crazy juice to talk about. I have to just jump straight into this one. We're covering the New York Excelsior's Academy team in North American Contenders. It seems like they are literally self-destructing, and I have no idea why. Now, they are currently kicking some of the best players in all of North American Contenders, and even best players in the entire world who are expected to join the Overwatch League at least sometime in their entire careers, all because they want to move the team into a direction that is more local or has more native talent. It's actually insane. They made this tweet yesterday that made it seem like they were going to pick up a few players from New York that could be potential subs and maybe be developed into strong professional players, but now it's completely thrown out the window. Let's take a look at that tweet they made yesterday. Calling New York City, do you have what it takes? We're looking for New Yorkers to represent XL2 with the next season. We'll provide opportunity and mentorship so we can make it big together. Candidates will be invited to an online tournament with signups down below and an image of New York Excelsior and New York. Now again, we thought this would be some cool little program to help develop players who might not be that great at the game. Obviously, they're good enough to be considered possible pros, but give a chance for them to learn under some of the best players in the game, like Manga Chu, who is on New York Excelsior Academy team, or at least was on New York Excelsior's Academy team, because now it seems like XL2 is kicking some of their best players, including Manga Chu, in order to make room for some of these New Yorkers to join the roster. Yes, you heard it right, guys. It's absolutely nuts. We have reactions from Segal, we have reactions from Avast, and just people all around the community are kind of like outraged. This is insane. It's an outrage. And fair warning to all of you guys right now before we get into this, I have a very strong opinion about this. I disagree with the changes that XL2 Academy are making. I'll tell you guys why, and I'll give you guys everybody else's opinion on this in this video. How can you go around and kick some of the best players in the entire game that do deserve their spot on your team so you can do some little social experiment and try to pick up people from New York? I'm flabbergasted, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these tweets. Let's go ahead and start off with Manga Chu. He tweeted this out about an hour ago. Given that XL2 is looking to have New York representation on their roster, I am now currently looking for a team. Overwatch League /Academy/Contenders. Please reach out to me via Twitter, Discord, or email. This is crazy. It's absurd. Manga Chu, in my opinion, is definitely worthy of an Academy team in North American Contenders. I get it. Okay, maybe New York Excelsior thinks he didn't perform that great. Let's drop him. Let's get rid of him and move into a different direction. But they're replacing him for a New Yorker who has never proved himself likely. That's not a smart decision in my opinion. Now, moving on. Oh man, now this one's crazy. Okay, you might be upset, you might not be upset at this point with Manga Chu, but you better be upset now because the next guy who got replaced was honestly, in my opinion, one of the better or best flex supports in all of Contenders. We have Goliath. He tweeted this out: I'd like to thank the XL2 for an amazing 2018 and wish them the best of luck with their additions of New York players on their roster. I'm currently a free agent looking for a team. Feel free to email me or message me on Discord with inquiries. Wow. They really just kicked Goliath. And guess what? Who responded down below? We have Avast, and he said this: can't wait to see what 3,500 player replaces you. Facts. Facts. Please preach, Avast. This is crazy. And then we have a response from Juror down below, who is on XL2 and hasn't posted that he's currently LFT yet. He said this: actually one of the most intelligent and talented flex supports out there. I learned a lot from you and will always remember our short time together. I know you will find a new home. Don't stop the grind. He probably will find a new home. And God, I hope it's a team better than New York Excelsior's new 3,500 squad. I'm sorry, guys. I might be a little overly upset, but I feel very angry for these players. They earned their spots on this roster. They performed great. XL2 was one of the best performing teams consistently throughout the 3 seasons of Contenders last year. They made the playoffs every single time. They almost went to the finals. They almost dethroned Philadelphia Fusion University, which nobody has been able to do. So I don't know. I don't see the reason why New York Excelsior needed to go do a full roster revamp, especially for this whole local New York thing. I don't like it. And they're not the only ones. Clone Man was also released, who isn't as big of a deal in my opinion because, of course, they still do have Tizzy, but he was still a decent player on this roster. He said this: since New York is looking for New Yorkers for their team, I will be looking for a team. If you need a main tank that can keep people cheered up and always ready to help, then look no further. You can message me on Discord or Twitter or email. Now, if they just got rid of Clone Man and said they wanted to pick up some New Yorkers, it'd be fine. It would be just like yesterday, seeing that very first tweet coming out from XL2 saying they want to pick up some New Yorkers to learn under pro players. That would be awesome. That's an amazing idea to market more people to watch you and to follow your team. Maybe even randomly let some of them play professional matches in the next season of Contenders. That would be cool. So getting rid of Clone Man wouldn't be that big of a deal, but the fact that they got rid of him combined with all the other guys makes this absolutely ridiculous. Let's take a look at another tweet coming out from Vast, because this again is just facts. He said this on Twitter: the fact that XL2 is kicking some of its most talented players for random New York /ladder/LAN players is so incredibly dumb. I can't even begin to comprehend it. XL2 has been one of the best, exactly, one of the best North American Contenders teams for 2 seasons now. Get ready for a paid Sky Foxes with token New York players. Oh man, I completely agree. And it's not even 2, it's been 3 seasons where they've been consistently strong. I strongly disagree with what they're doing, and I don't know. I don't know how somebody could support it or even like think it's a decent decision. I guess from some type of marketing standpoint, someone at New York Excelsior said, we're going to make money off this. This is a good idea. We can market the team better, get New Yorkers in. Somebody within that organization came up with a plan, and he sold it to the owners or whoever's in control of making decisions, and they thought it was a good idea. But I don't see it. Segal, for some reason, though, does think that, it might be an alright decision. He said this on Twitter: XL2 didn't sell anybody this season, and non-Korean players will never move up to New York Excelsior. Why keep these players when you can replace them with local New York ladder talent for import limits plus local events, and sign 3 more Koreans that you might actually use? The tier 2 scene is ruthless, man, and he said this in response to Manga Chu. So I can see Segal's perspective on this, and I don't think like he completely agrees with this. I think he's just trying to make sense of it, but I don't agree. It doesn't make sense to me. I get that they didn't sell any players to the Overwatch League in this offseason, but I can tell you guys that they were very, very close to selling some players. Specifically, 2 of them that did just get dropped, Goliath and Manga Chu. I'm saying it. They had trials for many Overwatch League teams, and they played pretty well. Goliath almost made it onto the Washington, D.C. roster. His spot did get snatched up by a Korean, but his spot did get snatched up by a Korean, but he almost signed with them, guys. It was super close, and the chances are that he could make a team during the mid-season window is very likely. So I don't think that's a valid reason. Then moving on to the next one, the non-Korean players will never move up to New York Excelsior. That, you're right, they won't. But what you said down below, why not replace them with just 3 local people? Well, they're already local. Manga Chu is local. He's from North America. Just because you pick up somebody from New York doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden get more support, more viewers watching your Contenders games. No, you're not, because now you're going to get crushed. You're going to pick up a guy who's 4K at best in the ladder, no competing experience ever. You're going to get destroyed. I don't agree with it. I think Segal is trying to make sense of it, but it doesn't make sense. It's not a smart move in my opinion. I know I am strongly opinionated about this one, guys. It's because I just feel it's kind of ridiculous, and these guys just lost their secure jobs in North American Contenders. I'm sure some of them will get picked up on other teams, but I doubt the deal will be as good as the deal was with the XL2 Academy team. And the fact that these guys were super, super good over the past 3 seasons just really makes me mad. They were a team that could possibly, over time, finally, eventually beat the Philadelphia Fusion University. It didn't happen this season. They came close a few times before, but they eventually could have dethroned them if they just kept working at what they had, because the pieces on this roster were great. I know they're still keeping the Korean side of the team, which is Tizzy, Huyal. They're good as well, but if you're going to throw a bunch of 3K players with them, now they're not going to win anything. They're not going to make playoffs. They're going to lose to teams like Sky Foxes, my team KINGmykL. They're going to lose to them, because we're talking about actual competitive players who have experience with professional teams and been practicing for months on end, compared to players who just live in New York that have no experience at all. And I am not hating. I'm sure they might find 1 or 2 players that are kind of talented, but they're not going to find this incredible talent out of nowhere that's going to help them win. It won't happen, because those players would be competitive already. And the way XL2 is talking about it on Twitter is just dumb. They're saying, oh, come be under our mentorship. We'll help you be successful with us. They're looking for players who want to be under a mentorship. I doubt they're going to be very good. So I see this plan just completely falling flat. And now this last tweet we're going to be taking a look at really puts the nail in the coffin for me that this is just a horrible idea, and it's not going to work out for anybody involved. We have Brad, the head coach of Atlanta Reign, saying this on Twitter: if you artificially limit even half of your roster to local talent, the most likely outcome is poor support practice and development all around. North American contenders is really, really hard, and this amount of hubris serves nobody. Not fans, not aspiring players, and not New York Excelsior's marketing either. I completely agree. Oh man, I don't know what else to say. I think Brad put it in perspective here for everybody. If you disagree with me or Brad at this point, yikes, good luck rooting for XL2 next season. They're not going to do well. They will probably be one of the worst teams. Maybe not the worst. I can see a team coming out of trials and underperforming a little more than them, but they are going to be trash. They're going to get destroyed. This is going to be one of the worst decisions ever made. They cannot reverse it. I doubt Manga Chu or whoever they released will want to go back. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this whole situation. It's absolutely nuts. Crazy juice, guys. I was going to cover Jane's Pugs today. They were amazing, but this came out of nowhere and we have to talk about it. Expect a video coming out tomorrow about all the pugs. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to stay updated on all Overwatch League news and crazy stuff like this, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on this video. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.